I have just read the first volume of Saga of Tanya the Evil and would like to share some of my thoughts about it. First of all, it was not like the other books I've read. Although the whole story can be easily criticized, I think it presented something fresh, something new. So, to state my bias, I really think it is a nice read. Let's start with the premise of the book. The unnamed atheist HR director, I think, dies because someone he fired pushed him onto the train, gets reincarnated as an orphaned girl in a war-torn alternative history Germany during World War One. Or some time prior, driven by logic, she climbs the military ranks to survive, all while battling the self-proclaimed deity, which is implied to be the Christian god. The premise of the story is peculiar, isn't it? So let's start with the themes of the book. Individual against gods. So to spoil the first chapter of the book, so the first few pages, the gods, because in this universe, from my understanding, gods are entities that intervened in the world, but now seeing that people do not follow God's will, they want to try and redeem individuals. The talk between MC and God is really funny, where God has a certain moral code and is sad in a monologue about state of the world, while MC is thinking relatively about everything they say. I love that. But at the later part of the book, the MC is given God's power or lack, God-defying lack, when they pray, but it strips them of consciousness, and it is implied that they don't want to do it. It troubles them. It is also implied later that it might have future consequences, memory loss, as far as I remember, which might be interesting theme to explore in the future. So, like gaining power but giving up some of your sanities or some of your freedom. Individualism against freedom of oneself in state. To quote, "Victory or Valhalla, it is that even a choice? It's just a roundabout way of ordering us to die on the line. It's not even a roundabout. It's just narcissistic bullshit. Why should I die for other people? If someone wants to die for me, that's their prerogative, but forcing me to die completely violates my free will." End of quote. This idea of soldier being a cog in the machine is evident in the book. Tanya, in the first parts of the book, is trying to climb the ranks just to survive and lower the chance of getting killed, which makes it somewhat of an action story. Logic in this book. So the book is referring a lot to Chicago School of Economics. Sadly, I am not expert in that field, but books promotes rational thinking, logic, and reasoning. Given that it's a military setting, it is an obvious choice, but this theme is shown in the systems created by the army. There is this part about the committee, I think, where there's a three-step process to choose a candidate, and all of this is reasonable and explained. In that sense, and for me, who is a fan of creating systems and all, I found that part really entertaining and interesting, how author came up with all of this or referred to some historical examples. Politics and dialogue. Well, war setting makes it so that politics are obvious choice and have to appear, but not the big country, like country against country, something, plots, but in dialogues. The people talking parts of the book are read like the psychological book. It reminded me of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, where Rodion Raskolnikov was questioned by Porfiry Petrovich, the part of it where everybody has their own idea and what to push it onto the other and trying to get what other knows. Amazing stuff. There's also a courtesy in the military, so everybody congratulates the other ones. That was a bit funny. Drama, of course. Characters have their morals, ideas, and stories by which they operate. That's a big plus for me. Meritocracy. Military is a meritocratic in this book, which of course makes sense, but also the historical perspective. So, in the later part of the book, there are two stories. First is of our MC Tanya, And the second is of post-war journalist that tries to gain knowledge about the unit that Tanya is part of, or as we later know, is the creator of. This shows the perspective on a non-combatant on world, which I found interesting. To describe this part more, because I really think it is interesting, the journalist looking for information is interesting for me because the claim he comes across are contradictory. A government denies a way to find the answer, and it is later revealed in a Tanya's story why is that so, and the amount of thinking that she must have put to create such a scheme, amazing. Also, the book doesn't treat the reader as an idiot and doesn't have to describe each and every detail, but leaves it to the logic, uh, which is a big plus for me. But what is a story without its main character, Tanya? Logical, pragmatistic, reincarnated HR director adapts to the new environment and tries to find his way up the military ranks. How he treats people or his underly or his co-workers working under him. The interesting part of the book is how it shows other characters reacting to that. The Tanya part is maybe like 70% of the book or even less. I'll refer because their sex I can't quite judge. Their monologues are interesting because the thought process is a holistic one. They look at the problem from all angles and the solutions are quite clever, but the other characters, countries, and others show that the world doesn't revolve around the main character, even if they are OP and stuff. And this author addresses in their afterword. The afterword. Well, it was amusing. First of all, it showed the world map, which helped to find some things, but also expanded the world setting by showing first years of the war and campaigns, so how how the war fighters reacted. Also, the author's comments were amusing. I love them. So, in the middle of the book, I wanted to watch the anime that adapts the novel, and I found an interesting choice of director. They did a great job of switching some parts in order because it makes it so much more entertaining. But that made me so confused. So for now, I plan to read the first three volumes, which are adapted in the anime series. I know there is a movie that adapts the fourth volume, and then go to the series, read the fourth, watch the movie, and maybe go with the second season. So let's talk about some problems people might find with the book. The MC. The idea of child soldier is explained and somewhat justified in the novel, I think, even more. Also, the MC has trouble being of their young age, but this might upset some people. Not me though. The OPMC. So Tanya has a lot of luck. Later it is revealed that it might be because of God's protection, but the author in the afterword didn't even try to deny this, which I found funny. For me it is not a problem because Tanya's luck can be justified by a lot of reasoning and thinking during battles. Entertainment value. There's a lot of word building and describing of military systems, which some people might find boring, but there are also a lot of fighting, especially in the first parts of the book, so I would judge that there is entertainment value in this. So yeah, I think it is an amazing book. I would recommend it. Apart from the potential problems, I think the book explores a lot of interesting topics, creates interesting words, sets intriguing story, and it's easy to read. The light novel nature, so that the story can go on and go on. It has 14 volumes, if I remember correctly. It's a big plus because it lets author do what they want. So yeah, that will be all from me. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe if you want. Share your opinion about the book without spoilers, if I may ask, or only for the first volume, or other opinion that you might want to share. And bye!